morning and welcome to Eduscope. My name remains Dr. Aurora Stephen Ezo, and on today's edition of Eduscope, we're going to be looking at the paradox of education without employment. The paradox of education without employment. Now, Nigeria is one of the most educated countries in the world. Nigeria is one of the most educated countries in the world. Nigerians are some of the most educated citizens, in the world. And that is why we experience a very high degree of brain drain. Nigeria, it tops the charts, of countries that experience brain drain in the world. No country can experience brain drain if they don't have highly educated, highly skilled citizens. Now, the reason why we experience brain drain of this magnitude is because we have citizens who are highly educated. You see a Nigerian, who has gone to school more than three times, one, two, three, four, five times, talking about higher institutions, having several certificates and several certifications, both professional and academic. So Nigerians are not lazy when it comes to education, when it comes to academic feats. Now the problem really is that it appears that Nigerians are being educated to be unemployed. They are being educated to be unemployed because opportunities for them, to exhibit, to exercise, to express, what they have learned or what they have studied, are very, very, limited or not even available. Now, if you look at Nigerians, that go abroad, to universities abroad, to hospitals abroad, for services, you see many times they go abroad. The people that treat them there, people that teach them there, they are also Nigerians or members of the black race from Africa. Why? That shows that it is not as if Nigerians are not employable, because that has been the rhetoric, that has been the excuse, the alibi, given by politicians that most Nigerians are unemployable. It is very, very wrong. Very, very wrong. It's self-defeatist. For a politician or a leader to say Nigerians are unemployable, that is why they are not employed. Where are the jobs? Have you provided the jobs, for you to know whether they are employable or not? Nigerians are highly skilled. If one out of 10 Nigerians or one out of 100 Nigerians, maybe exhibit some tendency of intellectual laziness, it doesn't mean that all Nigerians are lazy. Majority of Nigerians, I teach university students in several universities. I've taught in several universities, in several areas, several states. And I've come to realize that Nigerians are intellectually sagacious, intellectually mobile, intellectually gifted in terms of research, in terms of everything. They're highly gifted. We have some of the best engineers, some of the best chemists, some of the best physicists, some of the best academics. And yet, people will say that Nigerians are not employable. Then why are they taking them, abroad? Why are they celebrating Nigerians, abroad, celebrating Africans abroad? So it is a despicable paradox, that Nigerian universities will be churning out more than 2 million graduates, on yearly basis, and yet they will not have job placements. They will not have job placements. There are many Nigerians waiting on the queue, to get job. Some have stayed for 10 years, some have stayed for 15 years, some have stayed for 5 years, some have stayed for 20 years. They're not getting jobs. I remember when I just finished my university, my youth service, I was told by one of my aunties when I went to meet her that, please, though, I'm looking for a job. She said, I'm told that I should relax now, that there are people who are waiting, that they have been waiting for 5 years, 10 years, that they have not got it. I should exercise patience. Can you imagine that? But she was speaking the truth. Do you know that the level of joblessness in this country has become so alarming? That even when I was doing my youth service, the acronym NYSC, was given a despicable interpretation. As it was known, or it is known as National Youth Service Corps, but it was changed. It was changed to now your suffering continues. Now your suffering continues. That was a representation, of the large scale joblessness or unemployment, extant in the Nigerian society, and it has risen, skyrocketed, since then. The Nigerians that are employed, the few that are employed, they are either underemployed or they're underpaid. Underemployed, they are underemployed, underpaid, overused. And the private sector that's supposed to create jobs, they are even worse. You go and work in a private, firm, they will treat you as if you are their mercy. As if they are doing you a favor. So you now see that the factors that are leading to brain drain in Nigeria, they are heavily enormous, and unemployment is one of the indices that shows that the country is backward. Because a scholar known as Dudley Sears said that there are three questions to be answered for us to be able to know whether a country is developed or developing or underdeveloped. What is happening to poverty? What is happening to unemployment? And what is happening to inequality? He said that if these three things are on the rise, poverty is rising, unemployment is rising, inequality is rising, then that means that country is experiencing backwardness or underdevelopment, not progress, not development. Now, if you look at Nigeria, now if you want to rate Nigeria, is poverty rising in Nigeria? Is unemployment rising in Nigeria? Is inequality, the gap between the rich and the poor, rising in Nigeria? Of course it is. Of course it is. But unemployment is the biggest masquerade around which all those smaller issues, revolve. Unemployment is the biggest masquerade around which the smaller masquerades like poverty, like health care, bad health care, illiteracy, and so on and so forth revolve. How do we tackle this unemployment conundrum? It is a good thing that the Tinubu administration has taken it as one of the eight priority areas, to engage in economic growth and unemployment. Now, it didn't say employment. It is very wise to say economic growth and employment because you can't create jobs if your economy is moribund, if your economy is redundant, if your economy is repugnant. Your economy must be active, they must be robust. The hostility in our business environment in Nigeria must be reduced. Do you know that our business environment in Nigeria is one of the most hostile in the world? Not just to foreign investment, but to even local investments. You see a petty trader, a small scale trader, being being taxed on multiple fronts. How can that kind of business survive when it is experiencing multiple taxation? It can't survive. You see all manner of tax collectors coming, all manner of receipt sellers, all manner of ticket sellers coming to harass you on the business that you use your own money to establish. So before you know, businesses just close down, they just die off because people can no longer take the risk because it is like risk without reward. So the government must create a favorable, conducive business environment, not by saying it, by acting it, ensuring that multiple taxation is stopped forthwith. Security of life and property. The giving of, you say people should go and become entrepreneurs. How can they become entrepreneurs when they don't have, soft loans, interest-free loans to start with? Government must provide, not just, graduate loans, but must provide, loans, for people who have graduated, who want to start their life, to start their own businesses. We can't continue like this. So every Nigerian, that has a little amount of money want to leave this country because the push factor is too much. So this government must do everything within its power to ensure, that this unemployment tendency is reversed by ensuring that the economy become robust. How? By putting in place the necessary conditions, infrastructures, low interest loans, to ensure that there are credit facilities available, to small and medium scale, enterprises, and to ensure that more the regime of monetization is stopped forthwith. When this is done, Nigerians will stay back in Nigeria and develop Nigeria and not sell our brains, to other countries. Please remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel. My name remains Dr. Errol Stephen Izu. I'm a university lecturer. Thank you.